Okay, perfect. So good morning or good early afternoon to everybody in our Red to Blue group. I'm excited to be back as I missed a couple weeks of calls on vacation. So really excited here to partner with Nancy today and just check in with you guys and do some chatting. But first, we have a promotion in the group, and I don't see her on here yet. But since Donna, you're still sitting there, it looks like maybe, can you unmute and share with everybody about Christine's promotion?
I would love to. I have to say congratulations to Christine Feltwell for promoting to advanced director and her new director, Monica Cheney. So we're so excited to be celebrating that.
That is awesome. Yep, and that is really one of our fun emphases of this group is identifying people to work with and working to promote. So congratulations, super exciting to have a promotion in the group. And we have today's call. This is just a little checkup. Somebody had asked me about it. We have today's call, and then we have a call 2 weeks from now as we'll end our group. And so with Crystal sharing at the when we were just in some chat time at the beginning today about her uptick in bookings that have just been recently happening and the current shows are happening, I think that is an awesome sign for all of you as we finish our August. So today we really wanted to hear from you guys and share some ideas. But first, Nancy and I have talked, and I just want to have another conversation about our current situation that we're dealing with shipping delays and inventory and stop sells. And there was an update today again on Friday, as you see. And you guys, we're as frustrated as you are. This has just been something like I've never dealt with in all of my 29 years in the business. And yet, there's so much good happening besides this. I mean, when the company's sales are up hundreds of percents and we're growing at this, that means we're enriching so many lives. And people need our products and they need our support and they need our recipes and they need our value added help. And that's one of the comments that a customer made to me this week when I was following up about an inventory delay again, which was something that I had told her I thought would be back by the first week of August. And then the latest update, it's now been moved to the first week of September. And so I called her. I have a tablet, as I'm sure the rest of you do, keeping track of people that have been reaching out about questions. And I called her, I apologized again. I told her I am not happy about this either, but that I promised her it would be worth the wait. And what could I do to help ease the pain of this really unfortunate situation? Because she had left me a voicemail. So this is a reach out via phone call. And in talking to her, she said, well, it's not just Pampered Chef. I'm having delays in other things, but it's frustrating as things get pushed back. And I said, yes, it really is. I said, we can certainly cancel your order. I mean, I always offer that first. You guys, I've canceled exactly one order. And I've been having record-breaking personal sales months also. I've canceled one time per customer. So I offer it first. And I say, but what could I do in the meantime? What's happening in your house? What's happening in your kitchen? And her basic bottom line was, tell me 2 things you've made this week so I have 2 new recipe ideas to cook. So we talked about that. So then when I was talking to Nancy, I said, when I do a written correspondence with everybody, because I'm getting a lot of inquiries about their shipping via Facebook Messenger, via text, or via email. I'm getting a lot of print inquiries. I always start with an apology, tell them what I currently know to be completely transparent, and then I tell them I have attached to this message a current recipe that I think you would love. Please try it while we wait. And like this week, my recipe has been the Mexican corn dip because it's a great recipe. Sweet corn is readily available. And you guys, that is getting so much positive momentum. So one of the things I thought of last night as I was sending some more replies with the recipe is I put a note in my planner for 2 weeks from now to go back to those same names, and if their product still has not shipped, to just send them another message with another recipe. So it's going to be a little bit more work on my side, but as home office announced earlier, every 2 weeks from now to October, things should be getting better. We should see some improvements. So I can put in that extra work for these next few weeks. I just think it's just what we need to do to continue to have customer loyalty, to continue to book parties, and to move forward. So I wanted to share those couple ideas, but I wanted to open it up to you guys to see if anybody else has a good pattern, habit, or system in their follow-up that they're doing right now with these delayed orders for customers. So open it up. Anybody share something that you've done or you're experiencing?
I have some people that are still waiting for back ordered stuff from May, and I'm sending them a gift because I think that's a really long time to wait for stuff, especially beer bread mix. Who would have thought it would have been so hard to get beer bread mix back in, but they are really struggling with that one.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Jennifer. And what are you sending? Just something you have on hand, or?
Yeah, a little spatula, something little. I mean, I don't think it needs to be big. I think they just need to know that, you know, I'm apologizing. The hardest thing is you don't always know what hasn't shipped yet from May until they contact you, because it's really hard to go back into your parties and figure out who hasn't gotten what. They have an asterisk next to their name and the shipping, and then you have to go back into your party and look and figure out what might still be back ordered. So that is definitely a challenge. So what's happening is I'm not really proactively going back through my May parties and finding those people, although maybe I should take a few minutes and do that. But it's normally when I've already received a complaint. So I always offer to cancel the order. I always say we have two options here. We can cancel the order, or since I am sad for you that you haven't gotten your product yet, I would really love to send you a gift for being so patient and so understanding if you want to continue to wait for your order. And they normally, none of them have canceled it yet. And they always want to wait. And I always just send them a little something to thank them. I mean, even a season's best would work, so.
Right, yeah. Jennifer, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And you are right too. I don't think there's a, I just want to preface this, and maybe Donna, Sherry, or Nancy would have a different opinion, but I don't think there's a 100% accurate way to go back and look at May and see what's not been shipped. So I think you're fine with just providing this as the inquiries come up, versus trying to 100% do this across the board, because honestly, I don't think you'll know. Because as much as we wish they were, I have had a couple instances where I've thought some things were still on back order and the tracking just never showed up, but they have their products. So there's some of that also. So, but that's a great idea, Jennifer. Who else has done something or just had a conversation, or you have a system going on for this?
I was telling a few people that I've got a stack. I was late because I was tracking them down. As I'm getting emails saying such and such is back ordered, again, there doesn't seem to be a neat way to keep track of those. So I'm actually just printing them out. And then I've got a stack of them, and I go through them maybe once a week, and then of course, as I get the emails, such and such has shipped, okay, great. And then I can also send them a quick text, hey, good news, your back order products are on the way, you know, be on the lookout for the tracking number shortly. People have appreciated that. It's again, like you said, Anne, yeah, I'm finding some kind of discrepancies in what's on the tracker and what's been shipped and blah, blah, blah. But overall, it's the best I got. So it works.
Yep, absolutely, Kathy. That's great.
Well, good. I'm glad to see positive. That's all we can do. You know, we can't make this virus go away. We can't make products appear that aren't there. So we do the best we can. And I know with our at my director meeting, everybody was like pretty much on board. It's just, making sure that you do the best you can. So as we move on, I just had a real quick question for you. I don't know, did I jump over you, Ann? Or you?
No, perfect.
Okay. Is anybody else close to promoting? I'm just curious. Who we have in here? Anybody close? Oh, we see a hand up. Jennifer, what's it looking like for you?
I'm real close. So I have a director who I'm real close to promoting to advanced director. So I have a director who's about to promote. She needs about $500 more in sales, and one more of her girls who we know is going to get 150 in because she does every month, to get her sales in. And then as an organization, I just need my team to get about $2,000 more in sales, and I'll be an advanced director by the end of the month.
Yay, retinue! Yay! Well, what's fun? And it's been interesting. Jennifer's in my organization. It's been interesting to see how she's working with her up and coming director, Alyssa. And she's really, one of the things that I can tell you, people like to feel they add value to the team. And Jennifer, you're doing a great job because Alyssa adds a lot of value to your team and you make sure that everybody knows it. So I always call it like, make sure that you're fluffing your peacock's feathers out and let everybody see it. The better that you can do that, the quicker you're going to promote somebody under you. And that's so true, especially the ones that are really, have feathers to show. Make sure that you make people feel of value and put it out there to people and give them, if they're willing to work with you, there's nothing better than to have that synergy together, because that's how you promote people quickly, because she's a fast track to director. Hopefully if it happens this month, she's got a fast track. And I didn't even realize this, but that means Jennifer gets an extra $500 too. They changed that around, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, I just am happy for you. We're all cheering you on, Jennifer. Okay, so when Ann and I talked, we were saying, okay, what does this group really need? And we all need this. So it's not this group, it's not whether you're brand new or you've been with us for 29 years like Ann and I have. We all need recruits, okay? We all need booking. So I was just sharing with Ann some of the ways that my trips and tips that I get recruits and bookings. So she said, that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, this is kind of the missing link to recruiting that I think some people need to hear. And I know you probably heard this, but I'm going to actually show you what it looks like in my business. Now, everybody has their own personality, so maybe you can relate to some of what I'm doing and kind of adapt it to your own. But you really have to think about, how are you generating recruiting leads? Because really, if you want to turn from red to blue, it's all about getting the new, okay, the new recruiting leads. That's not saying some of your existing consultants aren't going to promote, but it's a whole lot easier to bring the new ones in a different way, okay? So anyway, we're looking for new recruiting leads, and that's kind of mushed in with the booking leads too. So I find that messaging behind the party, that's how I teach it to my team. It's like, what are you doing behind the party? And that means messaging people. So I think it's really important that you make it a goal. If you really want to change your color and get a promotion, you have to make it a goal to say, for every one of my parties, I'm going to be messaging at least 7 people, okay? And then get in a combo back and forth with at least 3, hopefully more like 4 or 5 if you can. And of course, you've got your host. This is not your host too. I mean, she's a given. Everybody in this group knows that your host is a given, right? Everybody, you know that. But this is customers. Because truthfully, I like to recruit customers a lot. So I don't give up all my bookings to my host. Well, there's different ways of doing it. But anyway, I like to recruit customers, which is a little bit different than recruiting your host. So anyway, one of the things that I say that I have been guilty of, and a lot of your new consultants, and maybe you, is don't jump too hard too fast. Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah? Somebody, yeah. What do I mean by that? Somebody shaking their head. What do I mean by don't jump too hard too fast?
I'll go right in with the question of, trying to recruit them right away. You want to build that relationship first and get to know them.
Okay, so thank you so much, Brenda. So smart. So you really do have to build that relationship. And yeah, we've heard that a billion times, but what's that really look like? That back and forth conversation. So I think that back and forth conversation really is about 6 to 8 messages back and forth before you're even talking about hosting a party or doing it, joining your team or anything. And I kind of call that, me and my crazy little analogies, but I call that girlfriended up. Okay, I know that this is not only for girls, so boyfriended up if that's going on too. But if you think about your girlfriends, you're not talking to your girlfriends and you're thinking, just arbitrarily, hey, do you want to have a pampered chef party? You kind of schmooze into it, right, guys? Oh, I made this recipe, and what are you doing for dinners? And oh, my kids won't eat this, and I have this picky eater, whatever's going on in that combo. You just don't jump into it. But I think sometimes we're just so short on time that we're putting into our business that you jump too fast, too hard, So I'm going to show you a little bit about how to message behind the party. Okay, the first one is, I'm going to give this one to credit to Sherry Carr. Well, I guess there was a bunch of people that were doing it, but Sherry kind of put it together in her thinking mind, which I love Sherry for that. But right in the beginning of your party, you want to do some kind of welcome message, right? And then say, hey, if you want the catalog link for Kathy's party, shoot me a private message and ask for link. So this person, so you're going to right away, right in the beginning when you're welcoming people, and oftentimes this is even before you start really posting, it's in that pre-party stuff. So they send you a link. Okay, yeah, give me a link. So I give them the link, and then I'll say, hey, so I'm just kind of curious. Are you a pampered chef? And I always use people's names. So I would say, Patty, are you curious? Are you a pampered chef pro or a newbie? Okay, we all heard that one. So usually you send them the link and you'll get that back. So here's some other questions that I would suggest that you write down. And if somebody wants to type them into the chat, that's up to you. So that's a good one. Are you a pampered chef pro or a newbie? Another one is, I do block parties, so I don't know whose host you are. So I'll say, hey, curious, who invited you? What host invited you to the party? Okay. The next one I'll say, oh, that's cool. How do you know Patty, our host? All right. Well, so these things are telling you a lot about the prep. Okay, by those 3 questions, you know something to say that's a little more personal, so it doesn't sound canned, So you could say something like, so they know him from soccer. Oh, soccer mom, good for you. I remember those days. See how I'm kind of girlfriending it up? I'm not just going somewhere and jumping too hard, too fast. So I'm kind of curious. Here's another one. Are you into quick and easy meals for your family? Or are you gourmet? ? That's another one. All right. By this time, we've got 5 or 6 combos going on, and they're talking to me. And then, remember what I told you just about the peacock? Do the same thing with your customers. Tell them something good about themselves. Oh my gosh, Patty, you're a lot of fun. I'm enjoying chatting with you. Yeah, Patty's getting it. She's like nodding her head, This is what it takes, you guys. It's just not like, oh, how much money do you want to make? Hey, I make this much money. Do you want to join my team? No, they're not going to join your team. Okay, so, make them feel good about something. And then I'm going to show you a combo here in a second. All right, here's another thing that you can ask. You've probably heard this one. So Patty, how many mouths do you feed daily? Okay, that's a good one. How many mouths do you feed daily, Patty? See, that tells you a lot. So she says 2. I say, oh, I can relate to you. There's only 2 in my house too. Used to be 4, but I'm way beyond that. And then I might say something like, are you a fast cooker gourmet or something like that? All right, and then here's another one. Okay, so you kind of get the idea, what's going on, everybody get the idea? So let me show you one of my parties now, all right? I pulled one up. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. I think it's in here. Yeah, here it is. And who was it I wanted to show you? Courtney Ann. Okay, since this is a red to blue situation, this is my Facebook page. As you guys know, this is on the computer. You can do that on your phone too. I need to find Courtney Ann here. Let me see here. Courtney, C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y. Yeah, there she is. Okay, Courtney Ann. All right, notice that Courtney Ann has a star here. That's because she's a hottie, and you can do that in this.
Nancy, you haven't shared yet.
Oh,
you
shoot.
shared
Okay.
your screen.
All right, sorry, girls. Did you give me permission, Ann?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Sherry. I get excited, and then I forget to do these critical mass things. Okay, can you see it now? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so I looked up Courtney Ann, And this, Courtney is in a launch party. I do a block party. So there's 3 people in this block. There's 2 of my launchy consultants, and one of them's Lisa Chessie, and then there's one of my hosts. Her name is whatever, Angie. So Courtney Ann is a guest under Lisa. I didn't even know who Courtney Ann was. So she guessed on one of those silly little questions. I forgot to tell you about that. I used to think those were stupid. Guess how many animal crackers are in whatever it is? That's why you're doing that, to personal message them. I'm sure you guys are all doing that. So she guesses 32. Okay, this is a message that Facebook sends because I'm not in touch right now. So I say, oh, it's actually 39. You still get the points for the drawing, laugh out loud. Are you a Pampered Chef Pro or newbie? We got a newbie. How many mouths do you feed? Just 2, me and my boyfriend. Great. I only cook for 2. Do you consider yourself a fast, get it, something on the table kind of cook or gourmet? And then she says, I'm fast. I'm only 24 and I have mostly self-taught myself to cook since my mom worked nights my whole life. Then she says, and then I say, well, that boyfriend of yours has a good woman. See how I'm kind of warming that up? So what are your favorite dinners? That's another one. I'm kind of a simple steak and potato kind of girl, or chicken and rice. Oh, keep it easy. That's my motto. I'll show you some good tricks in the party. I'm going to grill up some veggies in my pan tonight. Maybe make some cilantro in the quick cooker. It's a fast way to cook rice. Hey, who invited you to the party? Now I don't even know who. Here I think I'm getting a booking, and it's actually Lisa, who's my consultant. So I say, hey, she's great. Actually, a consultant from this party. I'm helping her first Facebook party. She's super nice, and I know has been a consultant before. I'm going to ask her to jump in live. You know, so I'm just chit-chatting with her. She's the best. I always looked up to her when she's cooking. So then I ask her, you know, hey, if you like the party, you want to support her new biz, maybe you think about hosting a fun virtual party with her. What do you think? I don't know. Been interested. It might be something to consider. And I'd say, oh, I bet you there are plenty of people interested. Lisa will walk you through step by step, and it's easy, something to consider. You can really make a lot of fun and get freebies. So at this point, Lisa's in the convo, and that's where I jumped it from. So you can kind of see this wasn't just, you know, you kind of have to work it. So that was one of them. And then here's the other one. Another way of doing this is this was when this person was answering me on my Facebook Messenger page. But sometimes you're in the party and you've got somebody chit-chatting. I don't do this a lot because Facebook doesn't like it, but I'll send them a private message, not through my page, that they'll respond to me. So this is Joelle. Let me show you what this one looked like then. Hold on, Sherry, get over here to the red and blue call. I was trying to get in, Sherry, but I couldn't get in. All right, this was Joelle, I think. J-E-L-L. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Joelle. All right, where is she? Let's do it this way. Come on. Don't you love it when there's too much going on in your computer that it won't pick it up right away? Huh. Well, it won't pick it up. That's interesting. Oh, well. Can't do that one. So anyway, this is in a text. Oh, that's why. It's in a text message here. Why isn't that picking it up? It won't go. Well, that's too bad. That was a good message I wanted to show you. All right, well, that's not going to work. So anyway, that is one thing that I did want to say. So just kind of in summary a little bit, it's really important to chit-chat and to really build the relationships in the party. Where are we going here? Here, I'm going to stop share. There we go. It's important to chit-chat and build those relationships in the party and to really girlfriend it up. I know that sometimes we just come off like we're in a hurry because you only have so much time to work your business. But how many of you guys, put your hands up if you've done cooking shows before? Put your hands up, quite a few of you. So I want you to think of this analogy because this will help you. When we did cooking shows, and for those of you that haven't, this is kind of how it went. you went to the host house a half an hour ahead of time or whatever. You got everything prepped up and you tried to get that all done before your guests started coming in, because what did we want to do is we wanted to chat with the guests. We weren't sitting there like, putting everything together. So when guests came in, hey, how do you know the host? How do you know Patty? You were asking them chit chat questions. How many mouths do you feed? All these chit chats, that was going on in the front of the party. Because then we did this thing at the end of the party and you're talking to them throughout the party. So that's kind of like you're talking to them inside the virtual party. And then at the end of the party, you knew something about these people. It was really easy when you did that full service checkout I always call it to up the ante of the invite. And you don't up everybody, you up the people that you are tagging. Those are the people that you've been chit-chatting with. So it's really easy to say, hey, Patty, oh my gosh, you were so much fun in the party. You were cracking everybody up. You're really good. I'd love to have somebody like you join our team. Have you ever thought about that? And that was a sincere, from the heart compliment. That's how you recruit and recruit well. And then the other thing that you can do, so let's say I've found my 3 bookings or recruits or whatever I'm coming through. I mean, whatever they are, I can easily go to Patty, my host, and say, oh my gosh, Patty, your friends absolutely love Pampered Chef. And it doesn't matter if their party's $200 or if it's $1,200. Ignore that, because that's the other thing that we get in our head. Oh, it's not $1,000 party, so I'm not going to work it. There's people in the $200 party that are just as good consultants as there are in the $1,200 party. So you say, oh, you know what, Patty? Everybody, your friends love you and they love Pampered Chef. I think we have 3 bookings with this. Why don't you just go ahead and get a kit and give this a try? I'll give you the bookings. I'll help you do the one launch party if you're interested. That'd be simple. I'll run it in another one of my party. And this might be the perfect thing for you. What could you use some extra money? ? And then a lot of times you'll get the host to recruit that way. And of course, there's other techniques. You can invite them ahead of the party, but truthfully, I'm not that good at doing that. Some people are really good at that. I'm not. I gotta kind of schmooze and get my girlfriend juju going on for me. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you. And so I'll shut up and let you guys come in to ask questions, or Ann or Sherry or anybody. Just tell me what you think.
I'm just going to pop in, Nancy. Those were great, though. Some very doable, conversational, wonderful ideas. But I want to answer. I was messaging Roxanne, if you are on your phone and you can't see the chat very well. I asked her to share to us how close she was to promoting, because Sherry had put her name down that maybe she was close. And she needed, the one team member only needs 1 more person. And I said, have you offered a golden ticket for a short amount of time? So maybe this is an idea none of you do, but my organization, but we do this once in a while. And especially if somebody's in their fast track to rewards 90 days and they're still eligible for that. But what a golden ticket is it's basically a rebate on a free kit, or you can straight up offer a free kit at the lowest price kit if they sign somebody in the next 7 days. I mean, I always put date windows in it because this is a sense of urgency. And then that'll get them their 5th person, because all of a sudden they'll like reach out farther and the momentum is quicker. And it's so much more important to act now instead of say things, well, I think it'll happen next month, because then something happens and it doesn't happen next month either. So you have to go when the momentum is going. And the reason I asked if they were in fast track or not is because you guys got $500 yourselves when you fast track to promote somebody. So there are people in the company that are turning right around and giving away 5 kits to help jumpstart. If they have a pool of nobody on their team right now that really is wanting to grow, they pick one of the new people and say, you know what, if you have interest in growing your business and like the looks of being a director on our team, I would love to partner with you. And I have a 1-week deal, 5 free kits in 1 week. And that's golden tickets. So sometimes you have to think outside of the box and give back what you're getting. Now, if they're outside of the fast track window and you don't get the $500, then my directors that use this program, they use it as a rebate then, a golden ticket rebate. So once that person is signed and submitted their first show, then they give $25 back, second shift 25, or if they're over the $12.50, they give it all back right away. But they piece it out. But that gets a lot of quick momentum, because all of a sudden when you offer something, a free kit to someone that says they don't have any current leads this week, or their leads have all said, no, not right now, all of a sudden they have new leads, new people they're talking to, because the kit's free to give this business a try.
Excellent.
So I would tuck that idea in the back pocket for you guys. And we have, 2 weeks left on this group. You could easily be offering that, and have your whole business could look different 2 weeks from now. If nothing else that you've learned from Red to Blue is that this can happen so fast. I shared this on the very first call with you guys, but we have a team member that recruited all 5 in one day to promote to director. Signed them all in one day. So I think that's the mentality you want to have, is that it can happen right now. No longer thinking, oh, it'll happen next month instead. We can't operate that way because it's instantaneous. So I just wanted to pop back in and share that. And I know we're already over our half hour here, but I do want to open it up to see if anybody else has questions, or I know Sherry wants to share something that we did earlier today that she thought she'd share too.
I'll jump in real quick. Sherry Huey's really close too. She has one that's look at her smile. That's a re-promote. So they're trying to decide the best timing. So that could be an idea too, Sherry Huey, for your girl. But I was gonna we worked with a group earlier, and we had Becky Jo Baxter, who just promoted to National Executive Director, record a little message about recruiting. And we're going to put it on our team pages, but we're putting it on there with you guys in mind, because she really took the whole recruiting situation and made it so simple. I mean, she talked about just writing down who you talk to, and that's really it. I mean, she said, I felt like I talked to everybody, and when I actually wrote down how many people I talked to, I had offered the business opportunity to my hosts, but no one else. And so she challenged herself, I think, to do 20 a month? And that's the host plus 2 or 3 kind of rock stars in your team, the people Nancy was talking about a little bit ago, that are commenting, that you have that two-way conversation going with. Yeah, fluff it up, Nancy. Girlfriend it up. Girlfriend it up. And then you say, gosh, you'd be great to work with. Why don't we try this business together? I'd love to help you get on your way and do this business. That's your two-way conversation. But when she went from thinking she was talking to everyone to writing it down, and you'll hear it, she doubled. Said she was recruiting 10 or 11 a year, and she doubled. And she's been with Paper Chef 6 years, promoted to National Executive Director August 1st. And she attributed it to just really asking a lot of people. She went from her goal of 20 two-way conversations a month up to 40. So watch for that video from Becky Jo Baxter. We're going to post that on because I think it's good for everyone, but you guys are really thinking in that recruiting mindset. So I think it'll be most important for you to hear the words that she shares.
Yeah. So that leads us to a little challenge for you guys. So we're going to end this call. I love Jennifer and Kim said, I'm falling into the trap. I'm just talking to my host. I need to spend more time with my parties. So we're going to challenge you to chit chat with 7 people, 7, right? 7 people behind each of your parties. So if you're doing them in blocks, that means if you're doing 4 in there, that's 7, 7, 7, 7, not just 7 in the whole block. So 7 people under each party. And I really want you to track it. Like Becky, I mean, if you're not tracking it, you're like, oh, throwing it into the wind and you're losing. So anyway, track it, but 7 people. And we want to see some chit chatting. And I want you to, post in here what you're doing. And if you're getting stuck with what to say, because some people are like, well, what do I say to continue the conversation? Just screenshot it and stick it in here. And that's what you can be doing with your consultants too. So stick it in here and one of us will give you some great words, because some people are really strong with words and other people aren't. And that's how you teach people how to respond. Okay, 7, and put your screenshots in here if you get stuck. Okay, or if you get something good too, that's good. Okay, and
That's awesome. Thanks, Nancy. And I don't want to sign off without, if someone has something to share or a question to ask, I would love to hear it. And then I will get the recording posted so you can come back and watch again too, if you want to. But what Nancy was talking about is our group chat. Put your conversation and the challenge results in our group chat. So, but anything else, anybody want to share something or ask a question about something?
Or any aha moment too. That's always good. Ahas.
I actually had an aha moment this week that I do fluff Alyssa's peacock feathers, but I don't think I do enough of fluffing some of my regular consultants' peacock feathers. So I made a point this week to find things that I could ask them to speak about on my next team call.
Smart. Leadership there.
That's great, Jennifer. Yeah, super great. So thank you for sharing. And you guys, you're great. 2 more weeks. Take the challenge. I expect to hear a lot of excitement on our call on the 28th, because there's always one thing you can toot your horn about that you can share that's really been your focus and you're excited about. So that's what the leader group of us expects next time. So thanks, everybody.
Y'all have peacock feathers, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.